It's a good opportunity for local authority chief executives in the States and throughout the world to come and meet local authorities here in Ireland, and so we can share ideas, share our experience and share our knowledge with a view, I suppose, to improving what we do for our citizens.
The importance of these things are just the exchanges and the knowledge that is shared between people who work in very similar systems, but maybe have some different kinds of lessons that they can share that then everybody can take home and apply in their own communities. I think it's very important because some of the topics that we're talking about, sustainability, climate change, rural redevelopment, these are all topics that many people across the United States are working on as well.
Dependency on fossil fuels isn't unique. A lot of our visitors today come from coal mining regions in America, and they're either experiencing or probably will experience the same transition that we have in the Midlands. So I think it was a good opportunity for us just to explain to them how we're going through a process here. We're kind of moving away from our reliance on fossil fuels and looking at upskilling, reskilling our population that used to depend on the peat and the bogs for livelihood and the power station, to moving and diversifying into areas for like tourism, technology, renewables. They won't have to rely on the fossil fuel for a livelihood. They'll have a good grounding in a kind of a sustainable type of training and a sustainable career ahead of them.
Some of the work that I've done over the years is around what we would call brownfield redevelopment. So when a manufacturing or other facility goes out of business, sometimes it sucks the lifeblood and the culture out of a community which may be built around that manufacturing job base. And that takes a real change in attitude on the part of economic development, the community, and quite honestly, the workforce preparation for what comes next. And that vision doesn't just happen overnight. You've got to find a way to stretch it out for a generation to make it happen.
Being here in Corlea Park is one that falls in the ownership of the Office of Public Works, which I'm the Minister of, and we're going to see an investment of 350,000. We're going to do a visibility study, and not just about the Corlea itself, but it's how we can integrate that with the Shannon, with the peatlands, and I suppose going back in history, but also going forward and making sure that what we do here is we create more sustainable jobs going into the future.
I suppose the way that Longford, a small county, the way we were able to transition from the loss of our employment, our power station in Lanesborough, the whole fossil fuel and all that climate adaptation and climate change all around that, the way that we were able to go from that with the help and support, of course, of the Just Transition Fund, to be able to use that to promote tourism. And Corlea here is a jewel in our crown. We also have a flagship there at Ballymahon. We have Centre Parks.
The investment itself speaks for a lot of confidence in terms of the business model and what would happen. But again, I think we've been really, really inspired with how quickly we've evolved and developed and delivered our kind of targets, if you like, through the last number of years. So yeah, I think the expansion is testament to how confident we are in the business and how happy we are with what's happened for us so far.
The Hidden Heartlands brand was only put in place about 7 or 8 years ago. There was a need, I think, to develop a brand for the Midlands, and it's coincided then with the Just Transition Fund. So the brand has come with the opportunity to focus on tourism now and focus on the bogs as a place where people can come and visit and understand what happened in the past, appreciate how the bogs are now being re-wetted and becoming a carbon sink, and will become an attractor for thousands and thousands of people for many, many years to come.
So it's been a really incredible day here in County Longford. It's been truly living up to its image as a hidden gem, right? We learned a lot this morning about the cultural preservation that you're doing with the bogs. It's really powerful. It's a cultural story. It's an environmental story. It's a story about regionalism and collaboration and how you're building that as an asset.
Today was a wonderful day in Corlea. I was able to go on a bike ride around the bog. Unfortunately, I waited until the hail had passed, so I didn't get an e-bike, but to the benefit, I got more exercise by riding a standard bike. What was so beautiful is just to be out in nature amongst the water, the vegetation, and to hear the birds chirping as I rode my bike with my local government colleagues.
You know, today has been absolutely wonderful. One of the I think key takeaways is just the talk about regeneration and really the collaboration and cooperation that the different governments, the community, the country as a whole, quite frankly, have taken towards projects like the box and things like that. It's truly remarkable what's being accomplished and looking at, you know, how we can do things differently, you know, working together. The coordination and collaboration that's been talked about here is truly inspiring because of the timeline in which it's been done, to show others and to take back to our communities that this can be done. It can be done sooner rather than later. We're all adapting to climate change, and the challenges are becoming even greater, and the speed with which you've done it here in this community is truly inspiring, and I think an example for all of us as we go back to our hometowns to implement those new projects, whether it's solar, whether it's wind, however we can develop new infrastructure to adapt to climate change. This is a model for everybody to look at.